Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I hope everything is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I am struggling, as usual. As the title suggests, I am having some pretty big feelings, and these feelings have been brewing over the past couple of years, I would say, maybe even a little longer, but they are really coming to the surface right now, and I need to talk it through because, as usual, it's not just one feeling. I'm feeling confused. I'm feeling a little lost in society. Let me tell you what's going on, and then we'll maybe unpack some of the feelings, or hopefully you can just help me and reset. That's kind of what I need. So I ordered a Starbucks. I ordered a tea, and I don't know if you've ever used the Starbucks app, but you pick the store that you want to pick it up from, and it will tell you, oh, this store is out of this sausage sandwich or whatever, or they have pumpkin muffins but not blueberry, and it'll say out of stock in this and that. And I ordered my tea. Great. They took my money. As usual, they took my money. And then they started the little countdown of, hey, we're working on your order. Here we go. And I go to the little pickup area. They call my name, and I go see the cup that has my name on it, says Joy, and I pick it up. It is 2 empty cups, one seated inside the other. It was an empty cup. And just to be very clear, I was there and watched this person set the cup down and then turn around and walk away from that counter. So it wasn't like the person sat it down and then called and waited for me to come over so we could discuss, hey, I know you ordered and paid for a tea, but I brought you an empty cup. Well, I brought you 2 empty cups. So I'm sitting there holding my 2 empty cups with a sticker on it that has my name on it. And I have to go get someone's attention. And I said, I got these empty cups. What am I supposed to do with this? And she said, oh, we're out of the tea you ordered. We don't have any of that kind. And I said, okay, what do you have? Well, nothing like you ordered. Okay, what do you have? What are my options? So she finally listed something, and I said, yeah, that'll work. Let me have that. Because I've already paid. They took my money. They didn't tell me it was out of stock. But that is actually not my issue. I feel like, especially over the last couple of years, there is a loss of customer service. And the best way I can describe it is not that people don't care, and it's not that they don't want to do a good job. What it feels like is they have not a clue that this is something they are supposed to offer. It really feels like there's a disconnect between even knowing this is a thing. And I have a lot of theories about it. One of them is generational. I think a lot of people that grew up in like the Amazon world, in a world with a phone, in a world where you can order something without having to talk to someone. And I don't even necessarily mean that they don't have the interpersonal skills. That's actually a full separate conversation. But I think they don't have any concept of what that soft skill of customer service is or why we need it. Okay, because I walk up to, I'm not dogging on coffee places, but I walk up to a place to order a cup of coffee the other day, and it is a younger person. He's reading, I think, or playing on his phone, something like that. And he looks up at me, and the way he looks up at me is as if I have just walked into his bedroom, in his home, his safe place in his home. And he's wondering, why are you here? And I'm looking at him like, do you acknowledge that you are not at your home, that you are at a business? And that sign out there that says open, it doesn't just mean that the door's open. It literally means you are open for business. And I'm here to give you some of that business. And if I'm not, that's actually a worse thing. Like you want people to buy stuff from you. You want someone to come order a coffee and for you to make the coffee and you to give me the coffee and me to give you the money for the coffee. Like that part that, now don't get me wrong. Listen, you think I never wanted to like have a low night at El Chico so I could get cut and go home? Of course. You think I've never thought, oh gosh, I wish all these people would leave the Bath and Body Works and just let me come in fresh tomorrow. I get it. You're not always up for a busy day. But there's a very distinct difference between I'm really not feeling this, I really wish I weren't at work today, and to look at me with the dead eyes of someone that doesn't understand what a business interaction is. And that's where I feel. That's my confusion. And that's where I feel like, do I just not fit into this society anymore? Am I the crazy one, or is this society the crazy one? Am I in a dream? Are my expectations just way through the roof because I'm a very friendly person and I'm very engaging and, I'll chit chat up a Target person checking me out anytime? It's that little piece where it's like we're really not connecting. We're really not connecting. And this is where I wish I had like an interview podcast and I could ask someone, gosh, I would love to talk to, someone that runs a Target, or I feel like Target's not a good example, but someone that runs a store like that has people at the register. And what does that training look like these days? And do some people come in getting it and some people have not a clue? And are we trying to express that? Or are we just like, yeah, you know what, push everybody to order online. It'll go better anyway. Because I would love to have the, behind the scenes, some of those conversations that are happening, and what kind of feedback do they get? Do the managers ever get feedback from staff? I mean from patrons and stuff. Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. I go to the post office the other day, and I know the certain places, particularly government related, have certain reputations. I get that. But I live in a very friendly neighborhood where customer service is a little bit better than it is in other places. And I walk into the post office. There is not one person in line, not one customer in line. And I'm assuming, just knowing my own schedule, that I had a weekday off and I come in, at 9:30 or something, when it's just not a big hop-in time for the post office. So I walk in and walk over to the area where, you kind of wait to see which staff member is going to be available. There were two staff members each at their window. and they were involved in a conversation, and they locked eyes. They were looking at each other, having a conversation, and they locked into that conversation. And when I say did not miss a beat, that conversation kept going and kept going and kept going. And it was not mail related. It was personal. It was not post office related in any way. They weren't even on the outskirts of like, what's a new stamp or nothing like that. It was all personal. And I stood there looking at them, knowing, I know they see me. I'm in their peripheral vision, 100%. Both of them probably. And neither of them even blinked as if, hey, we're going to acknowledge that you exist. Give us a minute. Let us finish this. Or, no, we're not. Get out of here. Wish you weren't here. Nothing. Literally nothing. It was as if I wasn't there. As if I weren't there. As if I weren't there. See, even though I'm fired up, I still want to give you the correct grammar. It's as if I weren't there. And the longer I stood there, and I don't want to be dramatic. I mean, it probably lasted, I want to say 2 minutes. It probably wasn't that. It was probably closer to 1 minute, but it felt like forever. And then one of them finally kind of turned a little bit and was like, yeah, what can I do for you? And it stunned me. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's just how it is these days. I'm not sure. But I would love some insight am I crazy? Am I crazy to expect customer service anymore? Is that just a bygone? Is that one of those things that's bygone and I need to kind of catch up to what is today and be grateful that I can order something on my phone and it'll show up at my doorstep? And now I will say, when I get great customer service, oh, it is so satisfying. And I am so grateful. And I typically, I many times will fill out those surveys or press 1. I want to do a survey, give you 5 stars. But it's shocking to me that it's so unusual, that it stands out so much. I went to the pharmacy. I feel bad I'm saying all these places' names, but I mean, what do you care? I went to CVS the other night, and I honestly don't remember what I needed, but I think I looked it up to see if, is it on the shelf there? It was. And I went in, started looking for it. I was having trouble finding it. There was a lot of people in there that night. It was kind of hopping at the old CVS. And I noticed I could not find one staff member. I didn't see anybody at the register. Everybody was doing self-checkout. I didn't see a vest one. I didn't see a name tag one, nothing. And I was looking around and I could not find this thing that online it said it was there. And obviously I needed it because it was late at night. And I turned a couple corners looking, is there anyone here? I mean, like, what's the deal? And I made it through the entire store without seeing anyone, not a vest in sight. And, when I say I have big feelings, a lot of them are frustration and anger and, let's be honest, entitlement. And I felt very entitled to having help that night. And I was not getting any. And it wasn't as if I could, find someone I couldn't even find someone to ask. And I was very frustrated and I was starting to get angry. And I'd made it through the entire store and not seen one person. And I come across this swinging door at the back that says something, do not enter, employees only, something. I don't know. I don't think it was back to the pharmacy. That's all locked up at that time. Well, it's probably extra toilet paper or something. But I pushed that door open because I thought, well, maybe the people are in the back. And have you ever come across a door that says, "Do not enter, alarm will sound"? Well, I don't know if it said that, but the alarm did sound. The alarm started sounding. Well, guess what? Very quickly, within less than 30 seconds, here comes the little guy with the name tag and the vest to turn off the alarm. And I'm going to just be real frank with you. I didn't feel bad. I felt upset that that's what it took to get someone in my peripheral vision that worked there. And then before he even had the thing turned off, I was like showing him my phone. Where is this? I can't find this. And it should be with this and this and this, I think, but I can't find it. It's not very nice. But I didn't understand. I just don't understand that. We've discussed that I have my own history with retail and the service industry. And any business that we're in, I think we have to consider our customers, right? That's what we do. And I get it. You don't want to be there on whatever night dealing with all these people coming in for, I don't know, what are we getting? Tums at 11:30 at night, whatever it is. While I get that, it also might be time to rethink, if it's really to that point where you can't even do the job. But is it even, is it shared in employee orientations that here's a certain level of expectation we have of customer service? And I don't know if I'm going to get to the bottom of that, but I kind of would love to because I feel lost. They look at me like, what are you doing here? Why are you asking me something? And I get it. I could be at home online, but I'm not for a very specific reason. Because I'm starting to come back to, it's been fun to do all this stuff online, but I've had a couple recent ones where it's like, I don't want to do all this work to guess this, get this, return it. I just need to kind of go back to the days of looking at something in person, feeling it in person, trying it on in person, picking it up in person, and going from there. Like, I don't know that we need to bring back shopping malls, but I am headed in person to shop more. But if you would maybe just have a look on your face like you were expecting one human to walk in the door and have a transaction, that would just change everything.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it anyway.
You don't even know how to use it anyway.
James?
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.